Alright guys, now let's have a look at question 5. Question 5 has got divided into 5.1, 5.2 and 5.3. So let's have a look at 5.1. 5.1 says if a cos theta is equal to negative 5 over 13 and is between this quadrant, so it means is between here and here, and then they said determine without the use of the calculator the following. Right, so it means here this quadrant is sitting right here, because why? Our 5 is negative there, so it's negative 5 and therefore 13. So we just have to find the other value here, which is our y, so which we know basically is going to be negative as well. So we can go ahead and use Pythagoras theorem. So we're busy with 5.1.1. let's use Pythagoras theorem to find the y value thereof. Okay, so y is going to be square root of, I'm already taking the x to the other side, is going to be 13 squared minus x, which is negative 5 squared. And then this will have to be square root of 114, which is 12. Square root of 114 plus or minus is going to be negative 12, guys, because we are on the third quadrant, so negative 12 there. Okay, so now let's answer the question. It says here sine squared theta will have to be equal to, okay, what is sine? Sine is what is opposite, which is going to be negative 12 over 13 all squared, which gives us 144 all over 169. Okay, and that's our answer there. Right, so 5.1.2, it says here tan 360 minus theta is going to be equal to 360 minus theta is going to be equal to, is tan positive or negative on 360 minus? 360 minus is in the fourth quadrant. Remember, call cast diagram. Okay, so it's here, tan is negative, so it's going to be negative tan theta. So therefore, what is tan? Tan is what? Tan is opposite over adjacent, so it's negative into negative 12 over 13, which gives us, no, opposite over adjacent. Adjacent is negative 5. Let me correct this one, negative 5 here, guys. So our answer is negative 12 all over 5. So this would be our answer right here. So 5.3 point, okay, 5.3.3, it's equal to, no, okay, we've got enough space here. 5.1.3, let's write it here. It's cos theta minus 135. Okay, so now here we're going to have to use compound angle. We need to expand this now. Right, so it's going to be cos theta. I need to write a little bit slower so that I don't make mistakes. Cos 135 minus, so it's going to change here, it's going to become positive sine theta sine 135. Great. So now what do we have? We have got this one, this here, this 135 here, you can also change to 180 minus 45, and even this one can also be 180 minus 45, so that we can simplify it. So cos theta, so at 180 minus, we're in the second quadrant, so cos is negative, so it's going to be cos 45 plus sine theta, and then also here at 135 sine is positive, so it's going to be sine 45. Great. So now let's substitute cos theta. In this case is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, negative 5 over 13 multiplied by negative cos 45 1 over square root of 2. Remember, guys, it says without the use of the calculator, plus sine 45. Sine 45 is opposite over hypotenuse, and then 1 over square root of 2. Great. So now in this case we're going to multiply everything throughout. It's going to be 5 over 13 root 2, and then in this case is going to be negative 12 over 13 root 2, which ultimately gives us an answer of negative 7 all over 13 square root of 2. Hope you are following, guys. Let me know what you think, and that's how you deal with a question like this one. Let's move on to 5.2. 5.2 is said simplify the expression to a single trigonometry term. Right, good stuff. All right, simplify here. We're gonna have 2 cos 180, and then sine. Please, guys, if you're not following, please check my lesson on trigonometry. I think there I align things step by step. Then here I'm just solving the question. So if you need the basics, I'm gonna link it on the description below, or let me know that you're looking for the video of the basics. I will link it for you in the comment section. Right, so now 180 minus at 180 minus is cos positive or negative? All right, cos is negative, so it's going to have negative cos, not sine, negative cos x, and then here sine is going to be negative because there's a negative there on that part, so it's going to be multiplied by negative sine x. Okay, therefore here below looks like a double angle of a cos, so we can do this. Say negative, leave the negative out. You can say negative. We're gonna remove negative out as a common factor here. You're gonna have 2 cos squared in brackets 90 minus x close bracket negative 1. So now it looks a little bit familiar. It looks like this, guys. It looks like this. I'm just gonna put it here. I know for those of you guys, I'm sure you're finding it difficult to see what I'm talking about here. So if I do this, I know you can remember this looks something like this, x. So in this case, x is this whole thing here, minus 1. So this looks quite familiar, eh? Looks like a double angle. So please, guys, make sure that you follow. Right, so at the top, I'm gonna keep the same color. Let's just continue writing. Negative times negative is going to give us a positive, so you have got a negative cos x sine x all over. So at the bottom here, we can change this again, because this can also be equal to, it can also be equal to cos 2x. Okay, great stuff. So we said x is what is that thing there. So now we're going to change it. Now we're going to keep the negative here. We're going to have cos 2. What is our x here? Our x here, it's 90 minus x. Okay, making life easy, guys, for you, so that you are following. Right, so now at the top we can change. This looks like an identity at the top. We can rewrite this one as sine 2x. You guys, I know you're following now. So now here, let's multiply out with removing the bracket. Negative cos, remove the 2 there, you're going to have 180 minus 2x. Okay, great stuff. So now you're going to be left with sine 2x. At 180 minus is cos positive or negative? We know that is negative, so now we're going to have negative into negative cos 2x. Cos 2x. Great. So now we come up here, and then we're going to have sine 2x all over cos is going to be cos 2x. Therefore the answer is going to be just tan 2x. And that's how you would simplify. Then you get your full 5 marks on this question. Right, so let's move on to 5.3. 5.3 said calculate the value of the following expression without the use of the calculator. So this one, guys, you just have to use intuitive thinking and see what is what and what works. Right, so if you have a look at this, you're looking for something that can give you a special angle. Okay, so you have got this 92 here, 92 let's try to add 92 and this one and see what we'll get. So it's an angle of 92 plus 178. It gives us a 270. Okay. So now, because tan works well with 45, tan 45 is equal to 1. So if you were to divide this by 45, because everything here is in tan, 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 tan. So hence we're using tan. So if you divide this by 4, it will give us 6. So now it means in this case, you can have tan 6 multiplied by 45. And we all know that tan 45 is equals to 1. So this is basically going to be 1. Okay, so the answer is just going to be 1. So now what you do here with the next one, remember now you only use 92 and that one. Same thing, let's see if we use 94 and this one. So you can say 94 and the other one will also give us a 270. Same thing would apply. So it's just going to be 60 times that, which is also going to be the same thing, which is equals to 1. So basically here, this expression here is like we are just saying 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. All right. So this is basically what is happening here. Just 1 times 1 times 1, which gives us the answer of 1. So this expression gives us an answer of basically 1. Right. I am Gaston Mapala. Let me see you on the next upload. Let me know what you think of question 5. If you're not understanding, let me know on the comment section below. I am Gaston Mapala. Let me see you on the next one.